Right, can we do the coffee machine, please? Can you move the table back a bit, please, stage manager? Can you move the table?
This one?
You're in the way of the bomb there.
This? Yes.
Yeah. Can you sort of take your beat from her for when she starts marching up and down?
The thing about coarse actors is they don't know they're coarse actors. They think that's how you should go, how you should do it.
What's it like seeing your work coming to life on the stage again?
Well, it's very nice, very, very nice indeed. The last of my shows that was done here was Coarse Acting Rides Again. That was in 2004.
Can you just remind us about how you came to write this in the first place? You were involved in a number of amateur dramatic companies, weren't you?
Yes, but principally the Questers. I mean, the first thing, my first part of the Questers, I played 3 parts in a play. Two of them messengers, and a third, I think, a servant. And I was always playing these sort of small parts. And the chap next to me, making up, he had a box labelled warts and scabs, and boils, and he used to plaster these all over his face. And he only had one line: "We greet you, great kings." But he did this every night, and this gave me the idea that there are 1 or 2 people in the theatrical world, you know, who are rather worth parodying. And I used him as a basis for the for the book.
Over the years, how have amateur actors responded to what you wrote? Have they been offended, or do they just think it's funny?
No, I think most of them think it's funny. Perhaps they've just been polite, of course, but on the whole, they've taken it very well indeed. In fact, they always know someone who's just like someone in the book. It's never themselves, of course. That's the fun. Because I know this chap I was telling you who used to cover his face in warts, even if he's only playing a tiny part. He said to me, I enjoyed that book of yours. He said, it's extraordinary what some people get up to. I thought, yeah, well, you were the inspiration for it, old chum, you should know. But I never told him, of course.
Now, the show Questers is putting on contains 3 of your Shakespeare parodies, doesn't it?
That's right, yes. And there's All's Well That Ends As You Like It, which was the very first one written, which I wrote to go to the Edinburgh Fringe in 1977, and that's a Shakespearean comedy. As you know, like all the best Shakespearean comedies, it's totally unfunny to a modern audience. The second one is Henry X, Part 7, which is a real history takeoff, and the third is Julius and Cleopatra, a Roman story with Cleopatra, complete with Snake dying in the end.
So people who come to see the show, they will recognise the themes clearly, but you've taken some liberties with Shakespeare's stories. Oh
yes, you're taking considerable liberty to develop completely new stories. I mean, there never was a Henry X. In fact, we have Henry XI in it, because he dies and his son, his infant son, is crowned. The final scene is the coronation procession, in which they're holding the young infant prince.
How difficult is it to portray coarse acting on the stage?
It's extremely difficult, actually. A coarse actor can't do it, a genuine coarse actor. It takes a very good actor to portray it. It's like doing anything that is a pastiche or a take-off. I mean, if you want to do a take-off of a ballet dancer, you have to be a very good ballet dancer to do it, and it's the same with this. You're going to do a take-off of an incompetent actor. You have to be a very good actor to do it.
So how well is the Questers cast doing it?
Oh, they do it very well. I'm astonished they've got a lot of new people who've never done coarse acting before in the show, and they are doing absolutely splendid. They've jumped straight into it.
So what do you think Shakespeare would have made of your additions to his catalogue?
Well, I think he would have been delighted. Don't forget, it was Shakespeare that founded coarse acting. In the Midsummer Night's Dream, the mechanical scene when they put on their own play is a superb piece of coarse acting, and very, very funny. It's a high spot of the Midsummer Night's Dream. I think everyone would agree. I think Shakespeare would be delighted with coarse acting, and he'd probably pinch all the jokes.